See, not until we can see that the fact that I don't see myself as a physical being, people say, you give us a different perspective, you know, because everybody was always saying, well, they didn't get this way overnight. If it took time, it took 200 years to get here, it's going to take us 200 years to get out of that. He said the engine is revved up and we're moving up the highway of freedom towards the city of equality, and we don't have time to stop now. We don't have time to stop now. That was a different perspective. We always believed and heard that you got to take it slow. Well,
Teresa, do you believe in the Lord Jesus Christ? Are you willing to follow and serve him? Based upon the profession and confession of her faith and her willingness to be obedient to the commands of Christ, we therefore baptize her in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost.
whatever we get involved with, we take over.
Golf.
That's the reason they're so concerned about golf and tennis now, because you got...
Tennis, that's right. Serena, they've been on top, and Tiger. And then...
Socialization, how I
that the breath of God, that the Spirit of God did not invade, did not come upon, did not move upon the people of Israel until Ezekiel was obedient to God.
What we have to do is to convince young blacks that their behavior is not conducive to their success. What this generation is focusing on is not preparing themselves. Everybody who has a prison record, occasionally I'll flip through and I'll see Jerry Springer, and you see all of this terrible behavior, and every black dude that you see on there who is not taking care of his baby, or all these judges shows not taking care of his baby, not going to school, not learning anything, somehow feels that he has a message for me in his rap.
But you know what?
was written, but I'ma tell it. It's deletion. We live hellish on God, your Lord and Savior. Judgment days verbatim. One for whose tribulation's greater. Most High Lord and Savior. Your life I gave you. The righteous shall follow with me. When I crave you, give me heaven and earth. Water, land, woman, and man. Children obey your elders. I land, man, goddamn. My name's slant with fame, Bible branded. Positive socialization. How I
easy. The biggest problem I see is what I alluded to before. We have a lot of blacks who've made a lot of money, who have learned how to rhyme something, where you take a word and make up a new word to rhyme with this existing word, and have some kind of meaning that you don't know what it is until they explain it to you. and then, but they've read no books, they finished not high school, they've dropped out, but they have money. They rolling around raining, what they call raining money and all this kind of crap, and they bring all of this stuff into this music that has captured a generation. And the value that is being talked about. You see, the value is a woman is only there for some sexual experience.
That's what's being exploited now.
Absolutely.
My name's slick with fame, Bible branded, positive socialization.
You have to learn how to relate to teach these children. See, the problem we have in American society, I don't want to get too technical here, we have what are called right and left brain learning, right? You got people who are right brain or left brain are very logical. We have a left brain educational system. We know how to educate a left brain logical student. We don't know how to educate a right brain creative child. We don't know that. We label them, right? And they believe the labels. That's my granddaughter there, Kyla. She's supposed to be slow. She's supposed to be, I tell them, here is a child that's gifted.
She's very gifted.
God gave her personality.
Yes, she's gifted.
And you see, you want to say there's a genius in mathematics, there's genius in music. God has genius in personality.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
There are some people who just born that know how to handle themselves.
Yes, sir.
Here's a girl who has all kind of problems. But God gave her a gift to handle the world, and that gift that God has for her will take her through all of her problems.
And she attracts people.
Absolutely.
Yes, I mean,
she don't know what no means. She walk up to anybody. You know, and there are those who got a much higher IQ. I'm sure. They can't do that. Success is not based upon IQ. The smartest people don't make the most money. The smartest people don't run corporations.
That's right.
It's those who learn how to believe in themselves and overcome their own fears. See, one of the problems that we have spent so much time playing church that King said, in the black community, two kinds of churches. One freezes up, one burns up. The one that freezes up, the pastor is really concerned about his parishioners. We have lawyers and Judge Williams and Dr. Smith and Principal so-and-so, and we have this money, and the choir sings anthems. Then we have this other one.
Come on.
That the preacher just comes in there and people jumping and stomping, and they said they got more religion in their hands and feet than they do in their hearts and souls. You can walk out of the church and they'll say to you, "Oh, the pastor preached today." Say, "What did he say?" "Oh, I don't know, but didn't he preach?" You see, we have spent so much time playing church and not doing what God intended to do. That is to change people's lives by their knowledge of Him. See, I can't change nobody's life.
Yes, sir.
But I can help give a picture and direct you to one who can. And you see, God is going to move in His own good time. He sent a Barack Obama, you know, and Barack happened to came along, and there were many times that he could have dropped out of this thing because people told him he couldn't. You can't beat Hillary Clinton. She inherits that. You can't beat McCain. He been there. You're first term.
You can't beat John Kerry. I mean, not John Kerry, Edwards.
Yeah.
He was all right.
But somehow he just kept on going.
Fame, Bible branded, positive socialization.